100%. No, like I totally agree, man. I totally agree, and I think like as you said, a lot of people are missing out so much because they're not putting themselves out there to reach their maximal potential, and they're limiting themselves to what everyone else does and following the crowd and being part of the group and wanting to be the cool one and it's
Yeah.
just like, dude, we gotta like really think outside the box, be able to you open our wings and fucking have faith and jump and believe in ourselves.
Yeah. It's the way, I had that issue because like when I was in when I was in like secondary school, high school, I was like the nerdiest guy. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Yeah, I didn't go along with the the cool kids,
Right.
I didn't get like proper like girls and that. It's like I was completely a total outcast. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So it was only when like I came out and it's like started to like go into like the YouTube world, started to go in the fitness world. It's like I could be able to express a bit more myself, you know what I mean? And that's where like that kind of lost confidence, which was always there. I was able to kind of use that, as like a symbol, you know what I mean?
Wow, bro, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, and I think honestly, like that's some piece of content that I don't know if you've shared about, but I think it's great that perhaps like I can imagine there's a lot of nerds out there that are feeling insecure and don't know what to do, bro. And you that been through that journey they can be looking up to you because you've
Yeah.
developed in such way of like now you're personal trainer. You're confident
Yeah.
speaking out there. You created something out of yourself. And in school back then, you were like a tall nerd, like
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was big. It's funny because like when you're in those kind of positions, like in school, it's like everything went against me. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's like I had no one who was there to like back me. You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
That's why it's like it's to be in this kind of position where things are more like it's like I've got more control in my
Right.
destiny. Sometimes it's like I'm living like a different, like a Twilight realm. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, dude,
Yeah,
it's,
nice.
what is fascinating about your story and you, bro, is that you're able to see it from like a positive way and seeing that life really works with you and it's not against you or like that you're going forward and not being stuck in that like fear like hey I was no one didn't have friends and etc. And
Yeah.
that's super powerful, man. That's such a
Oh,
powerful tool that you have, man.
yeah. No, I really appreciate because I'm not gonna lie. There was times like I really started to kind of doubt myself. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you're not really with that crowd, the cool kids, the ones that went to prom, the ones that get their car like by the way, like 16, 17. When you're not with them, you sometimes think like there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, why is this happening to me? And there was times I used to go through that period of just like, I could be playing my PlayStation and I'd be like, should I be doing this? Is this like the sensible thing? I should be having a girlfriend. All of those things used to go through my head, but it was just later, after, really getting out, into the sunshine, I was able to kind of just change it. I was like, no, God made me this way. I need to just be true to who I am and not play like a character like what people want me to be. And like I said, it took time, but honestly, every day I wake up now, it's like I know I can, as you said, I can inspire others because it's not just me. I know there's a lot of people in that same situation who love, anime, manga, comic books, gaming, and they just didn't get that kind of like love, when they were in like school. But there is like brighter tomorrow out there.
100%, bro. That is I love to hear this. I love to hear this, bro, because you know, like like yeah, man. I can, it's super powerful. I love to see like where you're coming from, man, and where you're at now. And imagine the future, right? Like who knows, right?
Yeah.
And bro, so what is so you would say like things that were able to push you forward? Was it YouTube mainly? Was it perhaps you reading a book? What were the tools that really like propelled you to the next level?
Right. So like early on, like, my I was really like big onto comics, like
Okay,
big onto comics, big Batman fan,
wow,
and oh, he's my favorite superhero, and thing. So
yeah,
like I was always the message I always got from the character of Batman was, if you want something, you gotta do it. That kind of do it yourself attitude. You know
right,
what I mean? So I always took that with me to every kind of venture, I was doing, whether it be YouTube, personal training, public speaking. I always did it like I always used that kind of like message of like do it yourself, like having that just do it attitude. I always use that to sometimes just like overcome like anxiety, of doing like these things for the first time. I mean, I remember like even like this time last year I went to Florida, for the first time. That was before I went there. I was here saying my best, like I'm never gonna get there. I started to kind of like think. I was like, I'm never gonna get there. Then I remember sitting on that flight and coming down and landing on Miami, MIA International Airport, and I just breathing the atmosphere, and I was like, I did it. And it was like from those kind of that do it yourself attitude. And another thing that always helped is like people who kind of always want to kind of tell you like, no, you can't do this, you're crazy, you're insane, you can't do this, what I mean?
yeah,
Those kind of people, it's actually good they're there, because they actually fuel like my drive to even more do it, more to kind of conquer like what some people think is unconquerable, like they
right,
could say like, well, this mountain's too tall to climb. And I'll be like, okay, sit there, watch me. I'm gonna try climbing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's how I feel like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool, bro.
yeah,
That's amazing. I love it that it all started with that Batman mentality, like that's amazing. And I don't believe that, like, that life, all there's so much inspiration out there, but when you're able to observe and get inspired by something that you love, and then catch the message and then use it yourself and understanding yourself, you're able to achieve so much. As you said, people call me as well, like I've been called crazy, insane, but this
yeah.
word fuel me. Like when I'm called crazy, I'm like, fuck yeah, man, give me more. I love
What is
it.
it?
I'm fucking crazy, man. Like
Yeah.
seriously, you know?
So you'll find out the higher you go up, and like the more successful you get. It's like you have to kind of think in a way that the normal kind of civilization don't.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you'll find it like even some of my friends. It's like it's a very like standard kind of way of their thinking process. But like as you can see, and I can even get the vibe from you. You're not kind of like fearful of failure. You want that kind of challenge, so you need to kind of be a bit crazy, not in a bad sense, but crazy to be like, I will take this risk to get the reward you know
exactly, exactly.